Hello. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Good morning, everyone. Let's get started.
Hey there, this is Tanya Wright from MasterTheMontessoriLife.com, the place.
Oops. Sorry. Nope.
Hey there, this is Tanya Wright from MasterTheMontessoriLife.com, the place for Montessori lovers ready to make themselves centered, organized Montessori guides, nurture happy, normalized children, and create smooth, successful Montessori days. Let's get you closer to your transformation today. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning. This is Tanya Wright with MontessoriLife.com, and I want to welcome you to Master the Montessori Life show. I am so excited that you are here. And don't forget that you are special and you are more important than you know. It is so important that you don't forget that. We were just going through the Montessori Way Foundations workshop a few weeks ago, and it was amazing how much people learned and how excited they were about everything that they were going through during the 5-day workshop. So I want you to be successful too, and to know that. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. And just so you know that you are so important, and this workshop was amazing. So be on the lookout for it in the future. I want to welcome you to Master the Montessori Life show. I am Tanya Wright, and I'm the creator of the Montessori Way Foundations framework. It has been amazing to have the clients going through the framework. It's 6 months where we're working so hard together, and it has been such an awesome experience. So if you want to find more Montessori resources, go to masterthemontessorilife.com, and there you will find all kinds of activities, lessons, inspiration, and everything. And if you want to get some resources for you to print and use in your Montessori environments, then go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com, and you will find all kinds of really awesome things. Come and visit often because we keep adding new things every week, and it is for your benefit. Okay, then I want to invite you to 2 Facebook groups that I have. They are completely free and will benefit you a lot. If you are a homeschooler, whether you're doing Montessori or any other method, all homeschoolers are welcome to the Natural Homeschool Community. So go to Facebook. In the search window, you're going to type the Natural Homeschool Community, and there you will find it. Request to join, and that's it. Do the exact same thing, but for the Montessori Way Prep Room. That is the group for Montessori people only. If you're doing Montessori only, whether you're doing it at school, daycare, home, anywhere, this is a group for you. You will love it. You will find support. You will find the next steps, and you won't miss anything. Now, today is episode 52, which means that if we had put all of the episodes together, one per week, and we never skipped a week, it means that we have been on this show for a whole year. Can you believe it? So, in that excitement, I want you to not feel stressed out, but I want you to be encouraged and catch up on past trainings. You can binge watch or you can just pace yourself, but you will benefit from all of those because everything in these trainings have to do with Montessori. They will better your Montessori experience. So go to masterthemontessorilife.com/live-trainings, and there you're going to find all of them. All right. Then masterthemontessorilife.com emails. That is where you're going to sign up to receive our emails, and that way you're not going to miss anything. If there are sales, if there are new products, if there are new trainings, what the episodes will be about for the upcoming trainings, all of that good stuff will be in the emails. I won't be spamming you. Just send you exactly what you need when you need it. So go to masterthemontessorilife.com/emails and sign up there. Okay. Now that we have all of this stuff out of the way, let's get into our training today. Today is awesome. It is called 3 winter-themed fine motor skills hands-on activities. I know that it sounds like a mouthful of words, but it really is amazing how much children can do and how much they can learn with 3 simple activities. So let's get into our training. When you are looking at celebrating winter in fun ways while teaching children how that lovely season works, how it changes things, and how we go about celebrating it, you can get creative. I am a big fan of mixing 2 or more subjects or 2 or more skills into one incredibly educational and fun activity. For example, you can teach children about animals in winter, what they do, how they get food, how they stay warm, and so on. You can also make a science project where children learn the difference between hibernation, migration, and adaptation in animals. Also, you can come up with a creative craft to teach children new winter vocabulary. Well, today I am going to show you 3 winter-themed fine motor skills hands-on activities for children to make with you or by themselves. This is very important because you can present these in your circle time as a group and show children how to do these, or you can do the lesson presentation one-on-one for one child at a time. So you're going to need black construction paper, light blue construction paper, and a dark blue construction paper. If you don't have colored construction paper, you can do all 3 in the same color, but I recommend that you don't do them in white, that you avoid white, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. So that is what you're going to start with, and then you're going to need pictures of animals that hibernate, migrate, and adapt in winter. And I will show you how you can get this page, this printable page for you to use. It's super easy if you have this and you have the lesson plan. So I'm going to show you in a minute how you can get those. You also need, well, I will tell you step by step. So let's go into our first slide. First, you're going to focus on the fine motor skill of sponging paint onto paper, okay? So this is the flat version of the activity, but you're going to use the black construction paper. You're going to use a sponge and white paint. Then you're going to show the child how to get enough paint to sponge onto the bottom of that black construction paper. Let it dry completely. Remember that activity in itself, the sponging, requires dexterity, eye-hand coordination, control. You don't want it sponged all over. You want it on the bottom because, as you can see, it will become the snow on the ground. Once it dries completely, then you're going to cut out the animals that adapt out of this page. There are several. I only picked these. You will also cut out the label. This label says animals that adapt in winter. You can see it on the slide as well. You will glue that, and you will glue the animals that adapt in winter. So as you can see on the slide, we have a polar bear, penguins, and a rabbit. It doesn't mean that they live together. It just means that these are animals that adapt in winter. If you want to be very specific on animals that live together, then you obviously will not put polar bears and penguins on the same page. But that's another story for another day. So this is going to be strictly up to you. If the child is able to cut the pictures and the labels on their own, then more power to them. And if not, please have those ready for them to do, so the actual focus of the activity will be the fine motor skill of sponging. And then they will also absorb the knowledge of animals that adapt in winter by looking at the pictures that they have glued onto this specific page. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know in comments if you have any questions. All right, the next one. So in the first one, you needed white paint and a sponge with those animals and the label, right? The second one is going to need white crumbled paper and also tan or green crumbled paper. And the reason why we're doing those two is because these are animals that migrate. That means that animals move from a colder place when winter comes in and starts to get colder outside. They move towards warmer temperatures, towards warmer places. There are animals that migrate. So they don't adapt to their surroundings. They don't like the cold, so they leave. And then when it starts to get warmer there, they come back. So the craft that we're doing for this one that involves fine motor skills is crumbled paper. I know that it doesn't sound like it does a whole lot, but it really does, because it requires control and finger muscle strengthening. Also, I'm showing you two ways that you can do it. You can crumble the paper on the white side where it represents snow. You're going to, or the child is going to glue the crumbled paper onto the dark blue paper, the dark blue construction paper. But you can also crumble it and extend it again to where it's still a little crumbled, and then tear it. So that requires another fine motor skill. And that's why you see the tan paper on the right side on the slide, that the child ripped it so it shows the warmer ground where there's no snow. Again, it can be tan for sand, dirt, or you can make it green for grassy areas, warmer areas where there's still vegetation, not snow. So you can do that, and the child will glue that, okay? So it's the crumbling of the fine motor skills, the opening back up, and the tearing. You can see how the fingers are working all the time. Also, the coordination for the gluing part, you don't want crumbled paper glued all over the paper. You just want it along the bottom to show that there's a snowy ground on the one half and then the warmer ground on the other half. You can get creative. You can use a marker to draw an arrow to point the child in the direction of, hey, they go from cold to warm when they migrate, okay? They don't like the cold, so they go to the warmer temperatures. You can use pipe cleaners. You can use torn up pieces of paper and create an arrow out of those. So the sky is the limit here. The important thing is to also remember to glue the label that says animals that migrate in winter. So the child will take a look at the difference. The animals that adapt, they stay where they are. Sometimes they change the color of their fur and things like that. And then the other one where they actually don't like the cold and they leave for a certain period of time. Sometimes it's for a few months. So get creative. You will get the animals that migrate. There are several. I only picked 2 for this example, but there are more here that migrate from colder temperatures to warmer temperatures. Now, does it mean that all animals that migrate live in places where there's snow? No, what it means is that they go from colder to warmer. And the best way that we can create a visual for children on colder temperatures and warmer temperatures is by showing snow on the ground, or a cold ground, right? And a warmer ground, or ground without snow. So if you want to be very specific about those things, then you will adapt the activity. For example, the Canadian goose obviously does live in Canada and there is snow. But here there's a zebra that also migrates. If you don't like the idea of a zebra being on snow migrating, because it only migrates from one place to another and there isn't necessarily snow, but it does lower temperatures, then you would avoid that animal. Very simple. The important thing here is that children will practice the fine motor skills and be learning the concepts of how some animals adapt in winter, some animals migrate in winter, and then we will go next into the animals that hibernate in winter. But first, let me tell you about something really awesome, which is this. It is the actual printable activity for the hands-on craft and lesson plan. So here you have everything. You will have the labels that say animals that hibernate in winter, animals that migrate in winter, animals that adapt in winter. You will also have a sheet with all of the animals that do all those 3 activities, and you have the lesson plan. You also have the visuals, like I'm showing you there, on what each craft will look like. I describe exactly the materials that you need and how to do each one step by step. Right now, I'm just doing a very, very quick run through, but in the lesson plan, I give you more ideas and more details. So if you want to remember to do this, you will want to have this resource. You go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com, and in the search window, you go to Animals Craft. Just type Animals Craft, and it should take you to that specific resource. But if you want to look at all of our winter resources, because we have so many in the shop right now, then just go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com, and in the drop down window where you see curriculum, you can go by subject, you can go by holiday. Well, you can also go by season. So you would find the season winter, or in the search window, type winter, and it will take you to all of the activities that have to do with winter. So let me tell you, make it even better for you right now. If you are watching this in February of 2022, then I have really good news for you. Only between today, February 10th, and February 14th, you can get that hands-on activity and lesson plan for free when you buy the Animals in Winter Adaptation, Hibernation, and Migration Bundle number 1. What does that mean? When you go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com, you're going to search for Animals in Winter, and you're going to find bundle number 1. In that bundle, there are a bunch of amazing activities for children to learn about animals in winter. And only between February 10th and 14th of 2022, you're going to get this hands-on activity that we are learning about today for free. So you are getting an extra bonus when you get the bundle number 1 today. Okay, so make sure that you get it. Make sure that you take advantage. You can get all of these activities in the bundle 1 separately, but I recommend that you save and get it as a bundle because that's how you get the best price. It comes with 7 activities or 26 pages total that you can print over and over as you need them year after year. You have Animals in Winter notebooking pages, pictures of animals that adapt, pictures of animals that hibernate, pictures of animals that migrate. What is adaptation? Topic overview, which is awesome for you to do during circle time. You can have a great discussion with children on how animals adapt in winter. What is hibernation? Topic overview. Same thing. Gives you a list of animals that hibernate. Have a great discussion on what hibernation is, how it works. Also, what is migration? Topic overview. And in this discussion, you will learn different types of migration as well. There are different types of adaptations, and it is all in there. So when you go to get the bundle number 1 between February 10th and 14th, you're going to get the activity that we've been talking about in today's training for free. The lesson plan with the step-by-step instructions because you don't want to forget. Okay. All right. So don't forget, go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com and search Animals in Winter to find everything. Now, in bundle 1, it is not announced that you're getting this additional activity for free, but between February 10th and 14th, when you purchase bundle 1 for Animals in Winter, you will see this additional activity in the downloads, okay? You will see it there. Now, let's go to the third one. Another way to practice fine motor skills for children is using cotton balls. Cotton balls are perfect because of how soft they are, their texture, and they can also look like snow. They have that 3D look, and it is very, very attractive to children. So for this one, you're going to use the light blue construction paper. And you're going to first take the cotton balls and show the child how you can stretch them out a little bit, give them some more texture, or you can leave them as they are, like little balls. And you're going to glue them along the bottom again. That look like ground. You can also glue them around, like creating little shelters or caves that snow has fallen on top. Okay, so you can make it as simple as you want. If you have young children, you can make it as complicated as you want. Use brown paper to create little caves or little burrows, little holes in the ground that the animals like to sleep in when they're hibernating, or maybe hollow tree trunks and things like that. So you can get very creative. The point here is that children will be handling the cotton balls, that they will be coordinating the tearing apart of them. You can stretch them out and make them nice and long for little caves covered in snow or little shelters covered in snow, the ground covered in snow. So once all of that is glued and it's dry, then the child will take some animals that hibernate off of this animal page, and they will be gluing them onto the paper like you can see on the slide. I only picked 2 again, just for the example, but you can get creative. There are more animals that hibernate on this sheet, okay? So you can pick and choose. That's the fun of it. And so you will glue the label that says animals that hibernate in winter, and you will glue the animals on there. Let it dry completely. And right now I know that it looks flat, but imagine all of that, but fluffy and 3D soft that the child can touch and feel. It's going to give it a wonderful 3D feel and look. So make sure that you pay attention for the fine motor skills practice, as well as the fact that there are animals that hibernate. So don't forget about those important points. So your key takeaways. You can always get creative and add little details. You can add paper snowflakes to the rest of the blue area, or give details to the animal shelters or anything like that. You can get as simple or creative and complex as you want. Just leave it up to the children and make sure that they are ready age-wise for these activities. You can explain how to do these in a group. You can do them during circle time and explain them to the class together, and then set them on the shelf for children to do on their own, or you can do the hands-on presentation one-on-one with the child. Just remember that you don't have to do all 3 at once. If you think that it's hard for children to remember all of the steps for each of the 3 activities, they won't be able to do on their own correctly, then just space them out, and that is okay. You might want to read some books on hibernation one day, and then the next day you present this hibernation activity and let them do that. And then the next day you read books on migration and present the activity for migration that next day, and so on and so on. So you can do one activity at a time. The important thing is to know that they will be practicing fine motor skills, that they will be learning a science topic because it is zoology, and they will also be celebrating winter because they will be learning about what some animals do during the change of season when it gets colder. All right. So your key takeaways are: fine motor skills are very important in child development. There are many ways to practice fine motor skills. Some of these are sponging paint onto paper, crumbling paper, cutting, gluing, tearing cotton balls apart, and so on. You can use one activity to teach different subjects, like this one. In this case, you focus on the season of winter. animals that hibernate, migrate, and adapt, as well as practice the fine motor skills. So, I hope that this training has been helpful and inspirational for you. Do you feel your brain wheels turning now? Are you excited to give this a try? This is a great art craft that will be very enjoyable for children, and it will make it easier for them to remember what each one is when they have a beautiful visual that they participated in. Instead of just being told about hibernation, they actually made a craft, and it reminds them of animals that hibernate and so on. And also, don't forget that you can get this entire bundle on its own, but if you want it for free, then you need to get bundle number 1 and you get that additional activity for free only February 10th to 14th, 2022. If you're watching this after that, I am sorry about that, but it might come back again, this sale or this special, okay? So stay tuned. The best way to know is by signing up to our emails, and you go to masterthemontessorylife.com/emails to sign up, and that way you will never miss out on these kinds of specials. All right? So don't forget that you can have the lesson plan with step-by-step instructions, the photos of the animals, and everything ready done for you. All you have to do is gather the additional materials, which are the 3 construction paper, the crumbled paper, the paint, and the sponge, and some cotton balls, glue, scissors, all of that good stuff. Very, very simple, very, very easy, nothing special. These are materials that you probably already have in your Montessori environment, especially if you do art. All right? Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I am very excited to see that you are already getting ready to have this activity. Go get your bundle today. And even if you missed out on the sale part where you can get this one for free when you buy bundle 1, you will still benefit so much from it. And the best thing is that once you have this PDF file, you can use it every year with the children that you work with, year after year. All right, thank you so much for being here again, and I will see you next week. Bye.
I appreciate you sharing time with me today. You have tons of choices about what you're listening to, and I love that you chose Master the Montessori Life show. Thank you. Well, that's it for today. Until next time, this is Tanya Wright with MasterTheMontessoriLife.com. I hope that you will take the time to digest the training to create solutions that will bring about smooth, successful Montessori days for you. Let's get you closer to that transformation today.